Life is rosy at Wellington Phoenix Football Club with both the men's and women's sides in eye-catching form to start their respective seasons. With a new coach and a clutch of new players, the Phoenix women have made their best ever start to an A-League women's campaign, and today go in search of a third straight victory, having won just 3 games in total last season. As they look to continue their impressive form, the Phoenix have taken the 20-minute drive from Sky Stadium up State Highway 1 to the more intimate surroundings of Porirua, bringing with them another one of the competition's newer sides as today's opponents. Welcome to the Liberty A-League's newest venue, Porirua Park, for round 4 action as the Wellington Phoenix play host to Western United. We've got it live for you here on Sky Sport. Nice afternoon in Porirua, bit of a breeze. We'll get to weather conditions shortly. Joining me in co-commentary this afternoon, National League stalwart, over 50 matches with Capital Football, now head of female development at the Wellington Phoenix Academy, Katie Barrett. Great to see you, Katie. What should we expect to play out on the grass here in Porirua this afternoon?
Thanks, Piney. It's great to be in the city of dreams of Porirua. Looking for both teams to really solidify their styles of play and build on the momentum from last round. Wellington Phoenix with their win against Brisbane, and Western United with their late-minute equaliser against a formidable Melbourne City side.
As you can see, it's a very tight ground with the crowd in close proximity as the two teams take to the grass here. The Wellington Phoenix, of course, in yellow and black. Western United, right of screen, in the green and black. Nixie, always good to see Nixie, the mascot, in match day attire. The Phoenix this season lost their opener to Melbourne City, but then back-to-back wins away at Western Sydney rather, and at home against Brisbane Roar in impressive fashion last time out. As mentioned, their best ever start to an A-League women's season. Western United made it all the way to the grand final last season. They've had a bit of everything this season. A loss away at Perth, a win at home against Melbourne Victory, and then last time out a 2-2 draw against Melbourne City. The wind is blowing from left to right on your screen. That is from north to south, a relatively brisk northerly to keep the spectators on their toes, and the camera people as well. 3 changes for the Phoenix from the side that started against Brisbane last weekend. In come Riley Foster in goal, Chloe Knott in midfield, Hope Breslin in attack. They replace Brianna Edwards, the injured Grace Wisniewski, and Mania Elliott. Captain Annalie Longo not on the starting side just yet, but we do expect to see her in prominent fashion sometime in the second half today. For Western United, 3 changes to their 11 as well. Jacqueline Savitsi returns as captain. Carly Johnson and Taylor J. Vlanich come into the starting side as well. The graphic we've been shown has Hannah Keane leading the line with Chloe Lagazzo wide right. Judging from the warm-ups, it may be a reversal of those 2 positions once we get underway. On the subs benches, there's Annalie Longo and Avani Prakash, the 16-year-old who made her debut last weekend among Western United's substitutes. Beth Rattray's our referee, assisted by Alice Clipsham and Heloise Welch. Sarah Jones, the 4th official, and that's 11-year-old Millie helping out with the coin toss. She goes to Brooklyn School and plays for the Brooklyn Northern United under-12s. Mickey Foster, captain of the Phoenix today, watched on by Dad and Mum. Ian and Lee Foster here in attendance today to watch Mickey captain the side. Yellow Fever have taken the trip north as well. It's just a short drive or train ride, 20 minutes out of Wellington City to Porirua. Mariana Speckmeyer has had a fast start to life, leading Wellington Phoenix's line. The US-born Venezuelan international striker has scored in each of the last 2 matches. No Phoenix women's player has ever scored in 3 consecutive games. United States attacker Hannah Keane was Western United's first international signing last season and has proven to be an extremely valuable acquisition. 13 goals this calendar year, more than anyone else in the A-League women's competition. Wellington Phoenix coach Paul Temple with assistant Callum Holmes alongside. They've made an instant impact this season. Just about set for a start at Porirua Park, and we are underway here. The Liberty A-League's newest venue, playing host to two of the competition's more recent editions. Wellington Phoenix in their third season of existence. Western United came into the competition only last year and went all the way to the grand final at the first time of asking. Western United winning both matches between these two last season, a 4-1 victory at Sky Stadium and a much tighter 1-0 win in Melbourne. This season, though, Wellington have started the stronger. Their consecutive wins in their last two matches have them tucked into third place on the ladder. Western United 6th coming into the weekend. Wellington Phoenix playing into the northerly breeze in the first half, and Riley Foster there perhaps finding out about the Wellington wind, although you'd think she'd know about it by now. How much of a factor do you think it'll play, Katie, with the wind behind the backs of Western United in this first half?
Yeah, it's most definitely going to be a factor. I think, obviously, the small ball that we talk about is working, but here Wellington Phoenix go on the counter, just as they say it.
Yep, Chloe Knott charging through the middle and playing into the breeze. They've made a bright start, have the home side. Fraser lays it off. Kate Taylor with the shot. An early opportunity for Wellington Phoenix. She's not the most prolific of goal scorers, Kate Taylor, but like the look of that one. Certainly
a new position for Kate Taylor to be in. Bit of a nosebleed up there, but she's done well to try and get her head over it, but it's just gone over the crossbar. Great start for Wellington Phoenix.
Just 2 goals in 28 previous matches in the black and yellow for Kate Taylor. She's settled into a defensive midfield role this season. Marisa Vandermeer and Mackenzie Barry at centre-back. Do you like Kate Taylor in that deep-lying midfield role, Katie?
Yeah, I think it suits a lot of her attributes really well, and we've seen her grow into that position more and more as the season's gone on. As Paul Temple said, it's just getting used to the 360 degrees of pressure. But she's done that really well, and she's still a young player, and maybe Coach Jitka Klimkova's actually looking at her in that role as well.
There's Kate Taylor. Looking forward to seeing how she develops in that role. Mackenzie Barry and Marisa Vandermeer have formed a very solid centre-back partnership behind her. Riley Foster in goal. She missed last weekend through injury. Bree Edwards filled in admirable fashion, but they decided at the start of this season that Riley Foster would be their number one, and so she gains her place back today.
Already a little bit of signs struggling playing into that wind. Going a little bit longer on goal kicks, which we have seen in other games, but they really will want to get that ball along the ground and start to play the small ball Paul Temple talks about.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a catch cry, hasn't it? The small ball. He explained it during the week as not banging it long, playing short passes. Tick-a-tacker, I guess, in the old terminology would be how you might describe it. Chance now for Western United with a first shot on goal coming in from Adriana Taranto. Everything the Wellington Phoenix are doing being cheered by the healthy crowd here in Porirua. Lacey Fraser, what an addition she's been to the A-League Women's. Goal already and some eye-catching performances for her in the early part of this season. You would have had a bit to do with her in the academy set up at the Phoenix. Katie, you're always pretty confident she'd be able to make the step.
Yeah, I think it's clear to everyone that watches Macy there's something a little bit special about her, and she's going to be a key part in the style of play.
Here comes Emma Main for Wellington, charging forward. Broken up on the far side as Speckmeyer tried to continue the attack. Hayley Davidson, bit of a shove in the back there, so foul given away. Hayley Davidson doesn't necessarily agree. Turned 23 on Friday, the US right back. She's played every minute of the season so far for Wellington.
Yeah, I know Western United looked really aggressive in their game against City, and maybe Hayley Davidson's trying to assert herself early there. A little bit of a shove in the back, but yeah, that's football for you.
Yeah, I think Wellington expected, or do expect, Western United to play with a certain degree of physicality as well. Nothing wrong with that. Good to assert yourself both home and away.
I think with the style of play as well, a team wanting to bop the ball around, and you've got technical players like Macy Fraser, Mania Elliott when she comes on. Teams are going to want to be physical against you, so it's a good test for the Phoenix, and I'm interested to see how they deal with it.
The wind already is playing its part. Looks like Tyler J. Vlanic has slotted in on the left-hand side of Western United's back four. There is Mark Tucaso, the Western United coach. That's going to get the wind behind it, that one. And as mentioned, got away from Adriana Taranto, one of the Taranto twins. No Melissa Taranto today. She came off with injury last weekend and hasn't recovered sufficiently to make the trip. So just the one Taranto for Wellington to be aware of this afternoon. Australian under-17 international. Clever from Chloe Knott. And Speckmeyer, well, assistant referee on the far side thought Speckmeyer had committed the foul as she looked to streak away with ball at feet.
Yeah, it's a decent run by Speckmeyer. It's not a huge touch, but I think the referee's made the right decision there. But good early signs again from the Phoenix, able to play beyond this block that we're seeing from Western United.
Here come the visitors again, looking to create something. Savitsky in midfield, good to see her back. The captain this afternoon of Western United. Now Keane. Hannah Keane with a dangerous cross, and the header flashes wide. What a very good opportunity for Chloe Lagazzo. Hannah Keane causing havoc down the right. The cross was good. I think Lagazzo will probably look back and think she should have done better.
Yeah, and I was just thinking it was an interesting choice having the figure of Keane out wide, but you've seen there just how well it works. Jinx past her player, able to whip a ball in, and Lagazzo will want to do better in that moment there.
Just such a quality player. Hannah Keane, Champions League and top divisions in Germany, Portugal and Spain. Another two have played every minute of the season so far for Western United and been deployed in that wide right role, which perhaps surprised a few people. She scored a lot of goals in the centre forward position last season, including 2 against Wellington. But it's wide right in 9, Hannah Keane, with Chloe Lagazzo leading the line in 6. This is the small ball that we're talking about. All comes apart a little bit with Emma Rovers stepping in for Western United. They might look for their own period of possession. So just on the fullbacks, Vlanic out left, Stacey Papadopoulos down here. Doing some defending at the moment is the right fullback. Here's Taylor. Exchanges passes with Knott. Looks to bring Emma Main in, but Vlanic steps in. Her pass is a bit errant though, so both sides just having a bit of trouble finding their range and getting used to the breeze early in this one. Not every pass finding feet necessarily in the first 9 minutes or so.
Yeah, certainly a little bit cagey. A couple of times the ball just getting caught under someone's foot. Western United are looking disciplined in their block, and I think that makes it a little bit difficult for anyone to have control possession.
Stacey Papadopoulos wore that one from close range right in the face. To her credit, she walked away seemingly undeterred. That's
not even phased.
No, wasn't phased at all by Ms. Fraser. Has it taken off her by Rovers. Here is Papadopoulos. Again, she's on the receiving end. This time, a tackle from Hope Breslin. Papadopoulos appeals to the referee. No foul, just a throw-in coming the way of Western United. Good decision by Beth Rattray there. All ball. Papadopoulos again. She's been busy early. Savitsky. Her ball forward, aim for Lagazzo. Jacqueline Savitsky, of course, was here recently playing for the Philippines in the World Cup, played against New Zealand at Wellington Stadium back in July, that famous night. Perhaps not quite so well remembered by New Zealand football fans, Katie, where the Philippines got the 1-0 win.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a sad night at Sky Stadium, that one. But great to see some quality international players in the A-League, and certainly with the imports Paul Temple has brought in as well. I think we're just starting to see the quality of the league continue to get better and people wanting to be involved in it.
This is Carly Johnson, scorer of an eye-catching goal last weekend to earn Western United a share of the points. She came off the bench. She earns a start today. This is Marisa van der Meer into Taylor, who has to shield that one, and under a significant amount of pressure, Western United have it through Lagazo. She's been pushed back though and has given that one away. Up into the breeze, Speckmeyer is after it and holds up for her. Mariana Speckmeyer, not a lot of support at the moment, and drags it just wide. She had to go it alone. Mariana Speckmeyer didn't mind the assignment, just wide of the post.
Yeah, and that's the first little bit of running in behind we've seen from Speckmeyer recently. The Winds held that ball up really well, and she's taken on her player 1v1 and certainly got the centre-backs on their toes for the rest of this game.
Such a good addition to the side, the 25-year-old, 2 goals in 3 games. Both headers. It showed there that she's equally adept with ball at feet. Interesting tactic there to put it up into the breeze, let the wind do its work, hold the ball up for Speckmeyer, and it worked out well for Wellington. There's always the idea that you'll play better with the wind at your back, but often the ball can get away from you, as it has a couple of times for Western United, so sometimes playing into a breeze is just as advantageous. Breslin should go all the way back to Riley Foster, back in goal today for the Phoenix, the Canadian custodian. Once again, it's broken up by Lagazo. Hannah Keane. And it goes. Here is Lagazo with the effort. No, she pulls it back. A chance for Western United against the crossbar from Taranto and behind. Hands on knees from Adriana Taranto. It was pulled back into her path. An excellent ball back to her and inches away from opening the scoring.
Yeah, Taranto will be disappointed with that one. Lagazo's done really well, been unselfish, squared the ball across, and she just needs to get her head over that one and get it on target, and they'd be 1-0 up with that one.
What a very clever pass from Chloe Lagazo. She's a goal scorer herself. 16 and 93 A-League women's matches, but the way she squared that back, Taranto running onto it, didn't have to break stride, crashed it against the crossbar. A lucky escape for Wellington. Alyssa Delastay in goal today for Western United. Papadopoulos. Gaza down the line for Keane to chase again. Foster's come across to try to hold her progress. Hannah Keane. Square ball. It's gone all the way across to Johnson. There's Carly Johnson. We know she can shoot from distance. And Riley Foster wasn't sure. Carly Johnson, a goal last week, looking for goals in consecutive matches, not too far away.
Yeah, Western United really looking to put the pressure on Wellington Phoenix early in this half and use the wind to their advantage. The Phoenix just getting a little bit caught trying to play straight passes in the middle of Western United's block, which just attracts a little bit too much pressure and puts them under the cosh a little bit.
So the visitors in the first 14 minutes have certainly had the better of this one. Wellington just having trouble clearing their lines with the wind becoming a factor. Western United makes some ground up the left-hand side. Vlanic. Possession actually in favour of the Phoenix. So it's not quite so one-sided as perhaps it might appear. Western United have had a lot of possession in Wellington's half. Just about given away there by Savitsky. Finds an outlet. Ma plays it forward. Taranto is in a battle with Mackenzie Barry. And now with Hayley Davidson. Davidson wins it, but it's given away to Johnson. And going to roll behind for a corner. Wellington having to do a bit of defending in the first quarter out here.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of scrambling, and you're seeing Breslin and Main work really hard to get back, but that does mean it leaves Speckmeyer on her own and just struggling to get out of their half a little bit. Although they're keeping the ball well, it's not necessarily in the area they'll want it.
So a corner Taranto will take into a very heavily populated 6-yard area. Dangerous, but too much curve on that one, aided by the breeze. It comes to nothing for Adriana Taranto. Davidson. Speckmeyer tries to bring Main in. Not going to quite reach Emma Main, the upper hut local.
Main's done really well, put her under pressure, but it does look like it's a little bit of a theme from the Phoenix to assert some dominance or some physical dominance early. Maybe it's trying to get some territory, I'm not too sure, but they're definitely trying to stop Western United for having the ball for too long.
Grace Maher on the receiving end of the challenge. Now there's a chance again for Western United. It's Johnson through on goal. A great tackle by Barry, still there for Johnson, saved by Foster, and away by Van der Meer. Well, a couple of pieces of eye-catching action in there. Mackenzie Barry making the tackle, Foster the save. Papadopoulos is going to help it back in, and that's more comfortable for Riley Foster. What a challenge by Mackenzie Barry, what a save by Riley Foster.
You can always rely on Mackenzie Barry for some world-class emergency defending. She's been so impressive the first few games of the season, and with Foster in goal as well, I'm sure the Phoenix are super happy to have her back because she's been world-class. Not only is the block good, but the save's fantastic, and it gives the team a lot of confidence.
Carly Johnson has gone down in the Wellington penalty area. She's just receiving a little bit of attention on that right ankle at the moment. Australian under-17 and under-20 international, had a season at Sydney FC. Still just 19 years old. We've got our next double-header coming up in a fortnight, or just under. And we're at Go Media Mount Smart in Auckland, where the men and women will play back-to-back. The men against Melbourne City, the women to follow against Perth Glory. Looking forward to a big crowd that afternoon/evening at Mount Smart in Auckland. Looks like Johnson's going to be okay. She walks rather gingerly to the sideline, but no suggestion that she'll be replaced. She's got the nod today. Carly Johnson ahead of Kiwa Hieda, who started in that wide left role last weekend, set up a goal for Hannah Keane, but it's Johnson who has got the start today. Restart with a drop ball. So Western United certainly with the better of the chances in the first 18.5 minutes here. Kate Taylor with a shot that blazed over the bar, and Ariana Speckmeyer with an opportunity for Wellington. Western United have got quite a few outlets, and Lagazzo chases after that one. Too much on it though. Chloe Lagazzo seems to have a bit of a free role, doesn't she? I don't know whether you call it a false nine or not, but be keen to understand what her role might be in your eyes, Katie.
Yeah, it definitely looks like she has a little bit of a free role to roam, and with the player of her quality, I think that's exactly the role you want her to play.
Kate Taylor breaking up play and setting up Speckmeyer. A couple arriving in the area in yellow shirts now. Speckmeyer and is bundled off the ball. It must be a goal kick. Stacey Papadopoulos is a very, very tough opponent to get past. A robust but fair challenge from her.
Yeah, Speckmeyer looks to be a little bit cheeky and better on the byline, but there's no getting past her there. She's been very strong to begin with, and definitely looking to see her attack a little bit more, especially with the wind going behind her.
Another example of Kate Taylor breaking up play in midfield and then playing the ball through, letting the wind do its work, holding it up for Speckmeyer. Carly Johnson is back on, but she's not moving particularly freely, if we're honest.
No, there's a couple of big challenges happening, but it does look like they're getting a little bit harder for Johnson every single time Western United subs going to warm up, so we might see a change.
Just on the far side, Mark Takaso, I think, having a word to the fourth official, just wondering about some of the treatment, perhaps, that Carly Johnson has been receiving from Wellington. Let's hope that she can continue. She's back in the action there and seems to be jogging off okay there. There's Mark Takaso. Western United comfortable in possession, even in their own half.
Just back, please. Back, please. Thank you.
Phoenix third on the table. Western United are tucked into sixth place, still very early on in the competition, obviously. This is only round 4. Last night, Perth Glory continued their perfect start to the season. A 2-1 win over Adelaide United. They're top of the table on 12 points. 3 more games this afternoon. The Mariners against Brisbane Roar. Melbourne Victory take on Newcastle and Melbourne City at home to Western Sydney Wanderers. So yeah, Perth Glory making every post a winner early in the season. Grace Jarley, I think, on the score sheet again last night for them.
Yeah, it's great to see so many Kiwis in the league this season, and Jarley's had a great start to the season. I'm sure a player that's going into the Olympics wanting a little bit more game time than she received at the World Cup, and that's exactly the way she wants to do it.
Chloe Knott battling away and winning possession for Wellington. Foster switches play across to Barry. Emma Mains dropped in and allowed Davidson to go past her. She's going to have to do a bit of work to get that. Doesn't, as it goes back to keeper Delostay. Comes back with interest though for Wellington. Down in the area goes Speckmeyer. Crowd wanted to know whether that might have been a foul. No, says the referee, who was in close attendance. And it's all fizzled out, unfortunately, for Wellington.
A good little spell from Wellington there. Starting to see some of those runs from the fullbacks going inside. It's a great run from Davidson, and what it means is that they're closer to regain the ball in areas they want to have the ball.
Let's have a quick look here. Certainly all ball there from Alana Cern. A very good tackle. Crowd chanting for VAR, which is non-existent in the Liberty A-League, so I'm not sure they're going to get a lot of change out of that chant. Even if VAR had been there, that would certainly not have been overturned. There's Fraser. Tricky footwork on this near touchline. Papadopoulos well aware of the danger. And then Keane goes over under challenge from Breslin.
The game just starting to get a little bit more cagey as we go on. A lot of big challenges happening. Not too many spells of control positions. A lot of counter-attacks like we're seeing now.
Here's Hannah Keane. She's going to haul this one in, looking up and seeing a couple of teammates in the area. She knew that it skimmed off the head of Michaela Foster, so rather than try and wrap her foot around it, she thought, no, we'll take the corner.
Yeah, experienced decision there from Keane. She wants to be in the box for these ones rather than crossing it in, so I'm sure they'll be looking for her, especially with the wind coming towards the goal and coming towards Foster. They'll be looking to have a better set piece than their last one. Hopefully this one can get in the field of play and onto Western United head. 2
of Western United's 4 goals this season have come from corners, but the Phoenix have yet to concede from a set piece so far this season. This one bends in on the wind. Far post is Keane, and she didn't get anywhere near the contact she was after there. So the Phoenix diffuse the situation. Such an experienced player, Hannah Keane, as mentioned before. She's played all around the world at a very high level. 15 goals in 23 A-League women's matches as well, so certainly prolific when it comes to this competition. Papadopoulos looking to free up Lagazzo there. Stacey Papadopoulos is meant to be playing it right back, but she's all the way up at centre forward at the moment. She doesn't seem to mind a foray upfield. Latest attack broken up by Grace Ma.
Yeah, Ma doing a great job. It is often that ball down the right side where Wellington Phoenix are trying to get out, but Western United look a little bit clued on and are just able to get there a couple metres ahead of the Phoenix, and they'll need a little bit more quality with that final ball if they are to break beyond the back line.
Here's Main for Wellington. She's going to free up Breslin, who does keep the ball in. Here's Hope Breslin, a few step overs and a deflection of Papadopoulos. It'll be a corner for Wellington. Hope Breslin growing into this game, the American. Crowd growing into the game as well. See how close we are to the playing surface. So Mickey Foster, as usual, on set pieces. The deliveries towards the far post. Vandermeer bouncing around in the 6-yard area, away by Keane. And flag up on the far side for offside.
And there's that famous connection between Foster and Vandermeer. It's a great ball and an even better header from Marissa Vandermeer. As we just see this one go in, the wind bringing it out a little bit, and that's a great header. Unable to get close enough to the goal, and Chloe not just finding herself in an offside position.
So signs of encouragement for Wellington. Papadopoulos is being told by the crowd in no uncertain terms that they're not exactly pleased with the way she's playing the game. I don't think she will care one little bit. She seems like a very, very robust, committed footballer, Stacey Papadopoulos. Foster up into the breeze. Speckmeyer and Ma together. Vandermeer steps in. She's very quickly become a pretty proficient sort of a player, hasn't she, Marissa Vandermeer? As you mentioned, she's a goal-scoring threat from set pieces, but also a very composed and committed defender. Just as I say that, she boots it out. Commentator's curse for you.
That's usually how it works, Piney. But yeah, Vandermeer's been fantastic for the start of the season. Hasn't found herself in the football ferns for a while now, but has put in some impressive performances, and with an international window coming, she definitely is someone that's starting to put her hand up.
Here's Johnson. Vlanich outside her. Across towards the near post. Lagazzo is there. Vandermeer shepherds her away from goal in proficient fashion. Taranto for a pass, gets it to Lagazzo, and Mackenzie Barry is there, still not cleared though. Macy Fraser says, I'll give you a hand, and she brings it away, Macy Fraser. Main. Not too many up with her at the moment, and Emma Main couldn't find a teammate. Loose touch, and Kate Taylor seizes upon it. Speckmeyer is ahead of her. Can she find her? No is the answer. Couldn't quite get it past Alana Cern. Given away in midfield by Savicki. Taylor seizing upon it. Couldn't find the final pass.
Yeah, it is again that detail of that final ball. We know Kate Taylor is new to the position there, but it looks like it's just a little bit of a straight run from Speckmeyer, matched by a straight ball, which is always a little bit easier for Western United to defend.
Fraser and for Foster. One-touch football, Breslin. Back to Mickey Foster. This is promising for Wellington. Across goal it goes. It's there for Speckmeyer. Can it come down for her? Not quite. Back to Macy Fraser. Trying to get onto her favoured right foot. Can't. So goes wide right to Main. And corner results. Nice flowing move from Wellington. They're starting to get the feel of the game.
Yeah, they look great in the attacking half, and that It's that inverted fullback run we're starting to see from both Davidson and Foster. Foster getting herself in a good position. Speckmeyer not quite able to get her shot off. Fraser does the Fraser shuffle we're starting to see. Finds Main, and Main does well to earn a set piece for the Phoenix.
It's a great description, the Fraser shuffle. I know exactly what you mean, the drop of the shoulder. She scored the goal against Western Sydney off the back of that very move. Half-hour mark approaching, goalless in Porirua. Set-piece opportunity for Wellington with Foster towards the near post, and it's got it! And Chloe Knott, I think, got the final touch. Confusion in the 6-yard area for Western United, and Dallas stayed, and Chloe Knott was quickest, pounced upon it and poked it home for 1-0 Wellington.
And Chloe Knott gives a love heart to the Yellow Fever. It's a little bit of a scrappy one. We talk about the wind being a big factor for the team going taut with the wind. But here we go, it drops in the box and it's Knott's the quickest to it, toes it in. It's a good delivery, but it's sometimes about who's there the quickest, and Knott, well done, poked it into the back of the net.
Yeah, delivery key, isn't it? It caused confusion at the near post, and there's always a possibility it'll fall to an attacker. It did. Chloe Knott, her 4th Wellington Phoenix goal in this, her 36th game for the club. She has played a part in every single game this football club, or the women's side of it, have played, and she's a goal scorer today to put the home side into a 1-0 lead. Another who I know has her eyes on the Paris Olympics next year. She becomes eligible to play for New Zealand before the Olympic Games. So maybe Jitka Kumkova might take note of that. Here come Wellington again. They've got some wind in their sails. Speckmeyer, Knott's in the centre forward position. Breslin and Keane together. Breslin's rescued that one and is then fouled outside the area. Always looked outside.
Yeah, Breslin's done a good job to make her way into the penalty box with that fall. She does very, very well to keep it in, and Keane just needs to be a little bit more disciplined there. That's a striker's challenge, but not in the area you want to make those ones.
Just thinking back to Wellington's goal too, it came from a corner off the back of a flowing move, didn't it? Feels like Wellington are starting to find their small ball feet.
Yeah, and I think that's the real difference with this Phoenix side this season, is they've been a little bit dominated in terms of chances during this game, but when they've got their chances, they've looked really effective, and they found themselves 1-0 up in a game where potentially it's been a little bit even, and that's always a sign of a good team.
So Macy Fraser went over to suggest that she might take this free kick. Mickey Foster said, no, I'll look after it, thanks. Although Fraser is still there, so maybe it's a short pass, or maybe Foster just delivers towards that throng of yellow shirts. Let's see. No, it is a short one to Fraser. The little drop of the shoulder. Clever footwork in the area. Can she get a shot away? Fraser does! Chloe Knott's there again, back across the 6-yard area. All sorts of shenanigans in the penalty area. Now Foster. Still there for Wellington, Knott. And still there for Speckmeyer. In fact, Breslin. Everybody's in the penalty area. Vandermeer. And it's scrambled clear. Player down for Western United, Lagazo, I think. But goodness gracious me. What a piece of action in the penalty area.
Yeah, with all due respect to both sides, it kind of reminded me of an under-7s game where everyone's chasing the ball, looking for the ball in the box, trying to score goals. And look, Western United have defended that as best as you possibly can, and Wellington Phoenix will be a little bit disappointed not to go 2-0 up. But it's a great spectacle to watch, and I think the crowd loved that one.
I think just about every player on the park got a touch at some point in the penalty area. Eventually scrambled clear by Taranto. Lagazo is back on her feet, so that's good news for Western United fans. They could ill afford to lose a player of Chloe Lagazo's experience.
Yeah, looks like she might have clocked a little bit of a elbow or shoulder to the eye, just seeing a little bit of a shiner starting to form already underneath the right eye.
Oh, yeah, it was friendly fire too. Hannah Keane elbowed Chloe Lagazo in the midst of all of that. Completely inadvertent, but yeah, there'll be a shiner forming for Chloe Lagazo. She's a tough customer though. She's played top flight in Sweden, Norway and England. Has never shied away from the tough stuff. Probably didn't expect to get an elbow from one of her teammates, but good to have her back on her feet.
Yeah, I think everyone's elbow height with Paniquine, 1.8 metres tall. You'd want to avoid those ones.
This is a good battle, a really good battle. The game has ebbed and flowed. Western United seem to have the momentum in their favour. Wellington started to get a bit of a foothold. They've scored a goal through Chloe Knott, and with 10 minutes of regulation until half-time, they've played into the wins in this first half and lead at the moment. Not cleared. Taylor. Nice little 1-2 with Main. Into the area it goes. Is it going to fall for Wellington? Papadopoulos gets it halfway. Keane completes the job. Lagazo back into the action. Chloe Knott's having a good game in there. She's the beating heart of this side and breaking up play.
Yeah, still a lot of big challenges coming in, but I think what we're starting to see is the success you can gain from small passes with players close to each other. They're able to lock Western United into their half, regain the ball really quickly because there's lots of numbers around, and Wellington Phoenix just starting to get some dominance in this last passage of play.
So skipper Mickey Foster has another set piece to address. This one will have to be hung up into the breeze, and comes down on the 6-yard area, not cleared. There for Speckmeyer. Great save by Delastay. Mariana Speckmeyer seeking a third goal in 3 games, bangs the turf in frustration. Alyssa Delastay stays down, but job done. What a save.
Yeah, she's done a really great job there, and with Western United bringing back in Hilary Beale, she'll be wanting to put on a performance to keep her #1 spot. And look, she saved it with her face, but that's the commitment you need sometimes to keep the ball out of the back of the net.
Yeah, any part of the body will do. Alyssa Delastay back on her feet, just a little bit dazed after getting that one in the mush, but she's back into it now. Western United quite happy to pass this one out from the back. Given away, though, to Mickey Foster. Taylor. Breslin. Foster tried to free up. I think she might have been aiming for Fraser there down the left-hand side. Vandermeer's going to go back and help this one back to Foster in goal for Wellington. It's very interesting to me to see players popping up in certain areas. Mickey Foster, an attack-minded fullback. Hope Breslin seems to be all over the place. Chloe Knott as well.
Yeah, definitely a lot of positional rotation coming from the Phoenix, but what you just need to keep seeing is that people are replacing each other in those positions, and I think that's why they're doing such a good job at it so far.
Emma Main across to Hope Breslin. What an opportunity for Hope Breslin to score her first Wellington Phoenix goal and put her side into a 2-0 lead. She couldn't take it, it wouldn't come down for her.
And she's disappointed with that one, just wondering what on earth happened there. It's a good run from Main and an even better cross. It's not the easiest of finishes, but you'd like to see her get that one on target at least.
Ashley Fraser believes she was fouled. Referee Beth Rattray agrees. Stacey Papadopoulos exits the scene of the crime.
Yeah, and a big grin on her face. She knows the talent of Fraser, and I think what we haven't seen yet is anyone test Fraser's mental skills, but she's doing really, really well so far and dealing with the knocks and continues to have that bit of flair that's exciting for fans to watch.
Yeah, such an exciting prospect for the future of New Zealand football. Speckmeyer back doing some defensive work, does well. Here is Fraser. Speckmeyer looks up, she's not in the centre forward position. Now peeling out towards the left. Breslin is arriving. Couldn't get it away from Grace Maher though, but Wellington will have a throw. Here's Taylor. All the way out to Davidson. Into Knott. Good build-up by Wellington. Foul on the edge of the penalty area. Another opportunity as Kate Taylor came storming through, and a yellow card showing the way of Taranto.
Yeah, and Taranto trying to argue her case. I don't even think she saw Taylor's run coming through. Try to put her foot out for the ball, but that's a great little run from the number 6. Kate Taylor putting herself in dangerous positions, which we don't always see from defensive midfielders, so it's really promising signs again.
This is a very, very good position for Wellington, a very dangerous position for Western United. Speckmeyer is there, Fraser is there, Foster is there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who will be the one taking this one. I've certainly seen Fraser score a lot of goals from this distance with her time in the academy. But I think across that entire trio, you've got a couple of really good deliveries coming in.
Yeah, I think Fraser likes the look of it. Mickey Foster certainly does. Up and over and into the top left as she looks, perhaps with her left foot. Fraser more likely maybe to go up and over into that same corner, perhaps right-footed. Speckmeyer is there as well. It's going to be Fraser! What a goal from Macy Fraser! Pick that one out in Porirua. It is a stunner from the youngster, and Wellington 2 to the good.
And if you wanted to prove to anyone why you are the Wellington Phoenix's biggest ever deal, that is exactly why. That is an extremely good strike from Fraser. No keeper in the world, male or female, is saving that one.
What a strike. It is a terrific strike from Macy Fraser, one of the rising stars of the A-League Women's and of New Zealand football. She can't hide her smile, and why would she? Second goal of the season, but that is a contender for goal of the season already from Macy Fraser. And Wellington playing into the breeze here in Porirua are 2-0 up.
And we've talked about players possibly wanting to put their hand up with the international window coming up. And my word, Pani, I don't know a better way to do it. Jitka Klunkova certainly watching that one.
It's just picture perfect, isn't it? She put it exactly where she wanted to. As you said, Katie, no keeper saving that. I don't care who you are.
Can always be a little bit of a tricky distance, that one. You've got to get it over the wall and under the crossbar. But Fraser looks like she's done that one in her sleep a couple of times.
It's the kind of thing I think that players practice, don't they, on the training ground. Once everybody else has gone in, you line up a couple of those mannequins and practice your free kicks, and well, it could not have come off better for Macy Fraser. That might have popped up and hit the hand of Johnson, I think. Referee Rattray said it was okay. Davidson should be able to clear this one for Wellington. Wellington are bringing half a dozen games out to Porirua. If goals like that are what we're going to see on this patch of grass, then long may it continue.
Yeah, I'm sure the girls miss Sky Stadium a little bit, but the energy has just been electric here, and I think it's been great. It's added a little bit of flair to the game at times. It's added some big tackles into the game, and I think we're going to continue to see this park more and more full as the season goes on.
Well, if goals like that are what we can expect when we turn up here, then there are not going to be too many empty seats. That one's gone out from Papadopoulos. So 90 seconds plus what we're told will be an extra 4 minutes minimum at the end of the first half. Paul Temple would be absolutely delighted to go in 2-0 ahead. Hannah Keane's going to try and, create another chance, but that's a bit too far ahead of the American. Some work to do for Western United now. They had such a dominant first season in the competition. Had little to no problem with Wellington when the two met in round 2 last season. A 4-1 win that day at Sky Stadium. Remembering that Wellington only won 3 games in the entirety of last season. They're in a position now where they could well go 3 straight, and it's only round 4. to be a foul by Emma Main through on Lagazzo, so will be a free kick situation for Western United. So they'll look to try and pull one back before we go to the break.
Yeah, I think Western United will be a little bit disappointed. They certainly started the game off well and possibly stronger than the Phoenix, and have now found themselves in a position where they're 2-0 down. If they can scrape a goal before half-time, I'm sure they'll go into the sheds a little bit happier, but they've certainly got a mountain to climb, especially with not utilising the wind in this half.
Referee Rattray making sure the wall is back where it should be. Confirmation of the minimum 4 minutes to be added at the end of this first half. Sarah Jones, big smile on her face as per. So can Western United find their first goal of the afternoon? You might be able to hear through our effects, even the local motorcycle gang getting excited about Macy Fraser's goal. Helped into the area. Foster should have no problem and doesn't. Emma Main's come across to the left-hand side. Staying busy. Here's Fraser. Gets away from Keane. Reverse pass to Main. This is very eye-catching from Wellington. Took them a while to grow into the game, but certainly from about the 15 to 20 minute mark, I want to say, Katie, they have looked very good, probably the better team out there.
Yeah, I agree, and it could be getting used to the new venue. Obviously, it's a little bit more noisy than Sky Stadium. You've got the fans up close, and they've probably never played it in an occasion like it. So it possibly just took them a little bit longer to settle, but they've looked like a really good side, keeping the ball very well and creating a lot of good chances too.
So some thinking to do for Mark Takaso, Western United coach, as he tries to strategise a way back into this game for his team. Taranto, Lagazzo. Bangs it into Keane, who actually did pretty well to get a touch on that and almost bring it down. Still there for Papadopoulos. Keane, good block by Barry. Away by Wellington. Johnson, good to see she's recovered from the knock she took earlier in the game. Davidson trying to hold her progress. Johnson in the area. Keane, and Foster took it away from Foster. No relation, good communication. Flanich. Lagazzo this time has it taken away from her by Mackenzie Barry. Chloe Knott battling away, not fouled. Johnson. Carly Johnson, and Foster comfortably claims that one. A couple of nervous moments in the Wellington penalty area, but they keep their clean sheet for the meantime. Here's Emma Main. Speckmeyer ahead of her. Was she offside or onside? She's offside. Flag goes up on the far side as Delastay came out, so even if Speckmeyer had nicked that past her, she wouldn't have got any profit from it. Just the wrong side of the defender as that ball was played through to her.
Yeah, and it was a good little counter-attack. Started from Riley Foster with the save out to Main, who's looked really good when she's been driving forward with the ball at her feet, but just delivering the ball a little bit too late. Speckmeyer finding herself in an offside position.
Here's Ropers into the final 30 seconds of the added 4 minutes. Johnson battling hard over there. Gets a good cross in. Halfway by Barry, helped away by Taylor. Here comes Alana Cern. Final piece of action for this first half. Foster punches it away. It's there though for Western United, and Taranto isn't going to be able to make it. Savitsky was there too. And just as Jacqueline Savitsky was about to fashion another attack, the first half comes to an end. An absolutely stunning goal from Macy Fraser following a close range effort from Chloe Knott. A pretty satisfactory first half for Wellington. They go to the break here in Porirua with that scoreline. Wellington Phoenix 2, Western United 0.
With the Wellington Phoenix scoring 2 goals thanks to your number 7, Chloe Knott, and number 7, Macy Fraser. That's the Wellington Phoenix 2 and Western United 0. Spectators must comply with the Liberty A-League Women's Term of Admission and the venue's conditions of entry, including provisions relating to security screening and intoxication. Any spectator identified with a prohibited item or assessed as unduly intoxicated may be refused entry, evicted from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches, and handed over to police for further questioning. Don't miss the superstars of the Liberty A-League Women and Isuzu Ute A-League Men. Every round, every game, live only on Paramount Plus. Sign up today for a 7-day free trial for new customers only. Terms and conditions apply. Visit ParamountPlus.com for details. Every round, every game, live only on Paramount Plus. Just because the season's kicked off, it doesn't mean it's too late to get involved with the official A-League's fantasy game. Select your favourite players, compete for weekly cash prizes, create leagues, play against friends and colleagues, and add some extra intrigue to every game across every round. What are you waiting for? Visit play.keepup.com.au and build your squad today. Alright, we have kicked off the halftime break with some junior football. Let's welcome our Macca's halftime heroes. Today we've got kids from Western Suburbs. Let's make them feel welcome.
Halftime here at the Liberty A-League's newest venue, Porirua Park. Wellington with a 2-0 halftime lead. Chloe Knott just after the half-hour mark. A worldie from Macy Fraser with 4 or 5 minutes to go until halftime. Initial thoughts on the first half. Katie, does 2-0 reflect what we've seen out there?
I think it's been a pretty even game. I think Wellington Phoenix having just a little bit more possession, possibly in more meaningful areas than Western United have had. But I think with both goals, you've seen a team that just want to finish their chances more.
Let's have a look at the 2 goals. The first came from Michaela Foster's corner that caused uncertainty at the near post, and Chloe Knott was on hand to poke home from close range. To the delight of the crowd, you can see Chloe Knott just there, moves towards the near post, and as the ball bounces around, it's always going to be 50-50 in those situations, and it was Chloe Knott who got the decisive touch. She's had a good game, Chloe Knott. And then, what about this? Macy Fraser. That is a goal that would light up any football stadium anywhere in the world, certainly in the Liberty A-League. That is a dead ball, well and truly brought to life. Did you know she had that in her locker?
I have the pleasure of being able to see that a lot of times from Fraser, and I'm just so pleased that the world can see her now, because she really is lighting up this league.
Let's have a look at the stats. Possession pretty even, shots on goal as well. In fact, this tells the story of a fairly even game of football, really, doesn't it? The passes are slightly in the favour of the Wellington Phoenix. But I guess the stat that matters the most is the one there at the top. Crosses. Western United have tried to find the likes of Lagazo and Keane. No change yet. Will they continue along that line, looking for Keane and Lagazo as their main, source of perhaps getting goals to get back into this game?
I think that's certainly going to be the way. It's definitely going to be a little bit harder in this half going into the win for Western United, and they're going to have to do a really good job of holding the ball up, whereas the Wellington Phoenix can really look to lock them in their own half, continue to regain the ball, make things difficult for Western United, and continue to have chances at goal as well. Speaking of chances, a number in the first half for Wellington. One quite early, Kate Taylor walking onto that one and just over the top. Whereas Speckmeyer going through, she was pushed away from goal cleverly by the Western United back four, particularly Grace Maher. Couldn't get the shot on target. This was a really nice flowing move, wasn't it, that led to the corner. Queuing up in the box there. Speckmeyer not able to get the shot away. It's Macy Fraser, that little drop of the shoulder. What did you call it? The Macy shuffle, the Fraser shuffle, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the Fraser shuffle, I think it's a good one for any young footballer to watch and copy, and she's been electric this game, but I think this was my favourite moment of the match.
I think you described it as an under-sevens penalty area scramble, which I think summed it up very well. And there was a chance there near the end for Speckmeyer to perhaps add to her goal tally for the season. Not able to do it from close range. It wasn't as though it was all down the Wellington Phoenix end, though. Western United also had a few chances in this first half. Yeah,
Lagazo really being good in that floating role that she has. Keane looking dangerous. But again, Barry, Vandermeer and Foster have been big when they've needed to be, and Western United just haven't been as good at finishing as they should be.
They've certainly been down in the penalty area a number of times. Johnson was blocked there by Barry and then denied by Riley Foster. So, yeah, the scrambling defence has been impressive to keep the clean sheet. Johnson's looked really good. And that one there from Hannah Keane, she didn't quite get the contact she was after, allowing Mickey Foster to take it away from Riley Foster in goal. And then Savitsky couldn't get the shot away, and once again Wellington's scrambling defence clearing their lines. It'll be a pretty happy Paul Temple, you'd have to imagine, inside. What sort of messages do you think Paul Temple will be giving his team at half-time as they look to hold on to or extend this 2-0 lead?
I think it's definitely about continuing to enjoy the occasion that we have here at Porirua Park. The crowd's electric, the players are looking lively, but you cannot underestimate this Western United side. They still have some really good changes that they can bring on late into this game, and they have shown that they can be dangerous in front of goal.
An intriguing second half is in prospect for the crowd here at Porirua Park, and for you as well. We're back with second half action on Sky Sport right after this.
So thanks to Oppo, we've got a limited edition t-shirt that is about to be fired into the crowd. Who wants a free t-shirt? All right, let's make some noise. All right, there's one down. We've got a few more to go. All right, who wants a t-shirt? Nixie, what do you reckon? Where are we sending these t-shirts? Oh, no, that was impressive. All right, so we'll keep moving along with this area in front of the cameras. You guys want a t-shirt? All right, thanks to Oppo. We've got a couple more. Oh, Nixie, you won't fit that one. No. All right, here we go. Oh, nice catch. Now we are going to take this one off of Nixie. Yep. And we're going to have one more. So get ready for the last chance with the Oppo limited edition t-shirts. Firing into the stands. All right, let's see how high this can fly. Oh, helped by the wind as well. Awesome stuff. Find your balance between excitement and adventure in the 7-seat Isuzu MUX. Go your own way. Have you heard? Liberty proudly spots the A-Leagues, the free thinkers, the game changers, and the goal kickers. Both Life with Liberty, loans for free thinkers. And let's welcome back your Wellington Phoenix women.
Welcome back to Potidoa Park. Players making their way back out onto the playing surface. Some entertaining half-time games. They've already made an effort here, Wellington Phoenix, and the club to get people along. The first 100 kids in the gate today got a free t-shirt. They were firing t-shirts into the crowd at half-time through one of those cannons. Couldn't quite grab one, Katie, unfortunately. Pushed a couple of kids away to try to get one. Couldn't manage it.
Yeah, nearly fell off the balcony trying to reach for one, but I have to come back again next time. I think the marketing team, though, have Macy Fraser to thank the most. That goal's certainly going to bring people to this venue.
Yeah, get the feeling that'll be on social media for quite some time. Macy Fraser's eye-catching free kick has Wellington Phoenix into a 2-0 lead. No changes for either side. Western United and green and black will kick into the wind in the second half. It proved profitable for Wellington in the first half. Northerly breeze coming from left to right on your screen. So the home side will have it at their backs in the second half. Underway in the second half. Western United with some work to do is there to find a way back into this one. They came from behind last week to secure a 2-2 draw with Melbourne City. They were 2-1 behind until Carly Johnson's goal gave them a share of the points. Their approach will be very interesting. It's not as though they can sit back. They'll certainly attack. They have an attacking intent anyway, don't they, Western United? They have a number of players with all sorts of ability in the attacking third, so I wouldn't be writing them off.
Yeah, and you do see sometimes the team going into the wind actually do end up playing a little bit better. They're able to protect the ball a little bit more, get it along the ground and play those small passes that we saw from Wellington Phoenix in the first half.
Similarly from the Phoenix, a 2-0 lead. I've always called it a dangerous lead. I'm not too sure what that actually means, but that is the lead they have at the moment. Will they press forward looking to extend it? At what stage might they sit on a 2-0 lead, perhaps bring some defensive reinforcement in as Keane gets the shot away? Rebecca Lake is among the substitutes for Wellington. She is a defender. Annalie Longo, no doubt, we'll see at some stage, the club captain. What her role will be interesting. Chance now for Emma Main. She's all alone out here and had drifted into an offside position. Emma Main found by Speckmeyer.
And good gamesmanship there by Main, just rolling that one into the net, and the crowd loved it even though it was offside. She'll be a little bit disappointed as a winger to find herself in an offside position. Western United just holding their line really well there.
Still a pretty gusty breeze. Now here's Speckmeyer. Is that going to get away from her? It does. Delastay out to the edge of her area. Mariana Speckmeyer is just, you can tell, desperate for a goal here today. Come Western United into the path of Hannah Keane. Is this the moment? A foot to it by Barry. She goes down. Eyes on the referee, Beth Rattray. Pretty sure there was nothing wrong with it. Hannah Keane didn't appeal for a penalty, so all's fair in that challenge. Good tempo to the second half already. Lagazzo. Savitsky goes wide, but breaks down on the far side for Western United, unfortunately. Nikki Foster thought about the pass back to her goalkeeper, opted for the safety of the sideline.
Yeah, it's good defending again from Barry as we just look at the replay of this one. Just more clumsy than anything, definitely a fair challenge, but the start of the second half really starting to look similar to the start of the first half. Western United just asserting some dominance early on.
Here's Johnson. We know she can hit from distance, but she's tracking across the penalty area and couldn't make room for the shot. As I say, there are certainly attacking threats. Hannah Keane is definitely a threat. Carly Johnson is a threat. Chloe Lagazzo as well. It's not as though Western United don't have the players to make inroads into this Wellington lead.
Not at all, and it does look like they've done a little bit of a tactical switch. Keane going into that more centre striker role. She's a big figure at 1.8 metres tall, so I'm sure they'll look to find her, and Lagazzo's a workhorse. She'll do well out wide as well.
Speckmeyer gets away from her defender. Main's in the middle, not arriving. Cleared by Ma. Looked to have gone out and has.
And here's what we spoke about before. Wellington Phoenix with the wind are now able to lock Western United into their half where they don't want to be and continuing to put chances on.
Look at that from Fraser. Beautiful. Speckmeyer, equally eye-catching. Back it goes to Emma Main. Her shot is blocked. The build-up was really pleasing on the eye. Foster tried the right-footed shot. Still there for Taylor. Here's Papadopoulos. She has it taken off her by Kate Taylor. A little shift of the body by Speckmaier. Main is here. Main towards the far post. Too sure whether she got caught in two minds there. The shot, the cross, it was really neither from Emma Main.
Yeah, it looks like she's just floated that one in. Probably thought about the shot to begin with. It was a great turn from Speckmaier. Good delivery out to Main. I'm not sure if she's waiting for that run from Foster, but it's not quite the quality you want in and around the box. But again, locking Western United in their half, and the Wellington Phoenix are looking strong again.
Hannah Keane thought she was fouled there. Macy Fraser's not going to wait around for the referee's whistle. That is a foul by Cern through the back of Speckmaier. Rueful grin from Mariana Speckmaier there as Alana Cern came through her in no uncertain terms.
Yeah, Speckmaier doing well there just to hold the ball up and attract the foul. Western United do need to be careful not to get too frustrated early on in the second half, because they are in this game. But the more set pieces they give up, we've seen Wellington Phoenix can be dangerous.
Nikki Foster with another chance to deliver. Drills this one in. It's into the 6-yard area. And again, Mariana Speckmaier, well, she is giving it everything to get on the end of one of these free kicks from Foster. She keeps trying. You'd have to think one would fall her way at some stage. Here's Taylor. She was caught in two minds a little bit there between Breslin and Speckmaier. Just a bit too narrow, that pass. Fraser. That's the little 1-2 with Emma Main. Every time Macy Fraser gets the ball, you just suspect that something might happen. Without wanting to pump a young player's tyres up too much, she has what you'd expect to be a very high ceiling.
Yeah, she's been a real key part of this Phoenix side in just the start of their season and just the start of her professional career. Not only does she have a little bit of razzle-dazzle when she's able to go 1v1, but you know she's able to keep the ball as well when she's under pressure. And for a young player, that's an incredibly hard thing to do. And I think we're just seeing the quality that she's going to bring to this league for the next 3 years.
I was just thinking about that free kick as well. She had Speckmaier and Foster there. She certainly doesn't have seniority in that conversation, does she?
No, but I think that's a special thing about Macy Fraser, is you know the quality that she has pretty quickly on getting to know her, and her teammates would have backed her in that situation, and seemingly the right decision as well.
Yeah, no doubt they've seen her do it at training. That stayed in. Speckmaier trying to find Foster on the far post. Still there for Main. Looked to have gone out down on the byline, but no, says the assistant referee. Here is Fraser again. Speckmaier. Speckmaier chips it towards the far post. Kept in by Breslin. Not kept in by Breslin.
Western United just struggling to get out of their half. That win certainly playing a part. And here's that razzle-dazzle we talked about from Fraser. But again, it's just that final delivery of the ball that they're struggling to find teammates in the box to create meaningful chances. And they really will want to put this game to bed early.
Similarly, Western United will want to find a foothold back into it. Riley Foster. Good penalty area management there by the Canadian. Western United have had a couple of issues in recent times with scoring away from home. No goals in their last 2 away fixtures. Taranto slides it into Keane. Is this the moment? No.
That's a great claim from Foster, and I think we talk about how good Barry, Vandermeer and Foster are at the back, but not only defensively, but what that adds to the Phoenix in their attacking moments. When you've got such a strong defence, you feel a lot more confident on the ball, and you can do a lot of more things that the crowd are excited about. But you know that also when push comes to shove, you've got people that can defend the goal well.
Most passes to date, Mackenzie Barry, Marisa Vandermeer and Michaela Foster for the Phoenix. Grace Maher and Stacey Papadopoulos are all defenders. Shows their willingness to play those short passes, not just to bang it long. So both sides with a similar philosophy when it comes to retaining the ball in their own half.
Yeah, both teams looking to keep the ball, looking to use their defenders to build out from the back. I think what we're seeing from the Phoenix a little bit more than Western United, though, is able to include more players in those passing passages, able to get the talented players on the ball that they want to, and able to get their forwards into the game, which we haven't really seen with Keane and Lagazo.
Barry goes longer that time, but doesn't quite find Main. Fraser tidies up, and now she'll have another chance to create something. Forward towards Speckmeyer, does well to get away from the defender. Shoots from distance that time, Mariana Speckmeyer. Well, she's tried a couple of good close range. Thought she'd have a crack from further out. Subs coming for both sides. So Kiwa Hieda is on in place of Taranto. And as far as the Phoenix are concerned, we're going to see Annalie Longo, club captain, and Mania Elliott, one of the more promising youngsters, into the action. Chloe Knott and Emma Main will make way. There she is. They call her Flea. Some people are already calling this team the Phoenix. Annalie Longo, eye-catching goal on debut last weekend, and Mania Elliott, who's also found the back of the net already this season, another young player you know well, Katie.
Yeah, Mania's been fantastic. Earned herself a scholarship contract after working hard in the academy, but has made an appearance in every game so far, and I'm sure we'll be upgrading that contract very soon. And then you talk about bringing on someone like Annalie Longo as a substitute in a game. Those are two massive impact players to come on and change this game.
Annalie Longo, 133 caps for New Zealand. That's 5th on the all-time list. She's worked so hard to get back. The ACL injury that didn't allow her to play last season. She got back for the World Cup. Early chance for Hieda to make an impact for Western United. Not quite able to. Really like the look of Kiwa Hieda last week in that starting role. Attack-minded player, tricky feet. Sure they'll be wanting more from her in that vein. She might get on the ball here if she can haul that one in. She doesn't quite. Vandermeer is there. She has kept it in though, Hieda. That'll rebound behind for a corner off Kate Taylor. She is Kiwa Hieda.
Hieda looked great last week against Melbourne City. Very, very electric, very quick, good at getting around her players, and was a key player in Victoria for the Preston Lions, and has earned herself an A-League contract and has shown exactly why in these first few rounds.
Yeah, already a goal scorer this season, the 23-year-old. So this is the exact position from which the Phoenix opened the scoring. Tyler J. Vlanich towards the middle of the 6-yard area. You can hear the call away from Riley Foster. Help back in. Mania Elliott winning a header. There for Hieda. It's there for Johnson. High and wide from Carly Johnson. She looked to add to her 3 A-League women's goals.
Yeah, and she just wants to do better there, and that's a couple now that Johnson has had in the box and sent over the bar. it just eats away at your confidence a little bit when you're 2-0 down and you're not finishing chances that you should. Hopefully they can find themselves in a couple more opportunities, but the Phoenix are going to look to pounce on this while Western United haven't.
We tick past the hour mark, so the Phoenix have continued a pretty proud record this season. They're yet to concede in the first hour of any match this season. That record remains intact today.
Good, Robers.
Esiater again. She's looked energetic since her arrival. Pulls it back. Hannah Keane misses it. There for Johnson. Scrambling to get it away. Hieda. In fact, it's Savicki. Jacqueline Savicki with a golden chance to pull one back for her side.
And again, finishing, just letting Western United down. They've had a couple of bites at the cherry. Here with Johnson, Davidson's defended well, and you've got to finish that one there if you're Savicki.
Hieda has made an instant impact. Jacqueline Savicki not able to convert. Phoenix having to scramble in defence. Johnson heads it on. Keane chases after it. Davidson across to clear. Keane takes it away from Vandermeer. Much room to work with over there. Breslin gets away from a couple of players and is fouled. And up from Hieda Shinyu.
Yeah, it's well done there from Breslin. We don't often see wingers working down to help out your team on defence. A great little turn, and that's professional foul from the winger there.
Speckmeyer. There's, I think, a player down here with a head injury, so they're right to stop it. Cern, I think it is. A bit of concern for her.
Yeah, both players with eyes on the ball. Unfortunately, a contact you don't want to see, but hopefully Cern will be all right after a little bit of attention from the medical team.
So the Phoenix gather around their coach just out from the dugout to get some plans for the last 27 minutes. Yellow fever in fine voice as always. Paul Temple cutting a very relaxed figure there as he just makes a couple of points to his team.
Yeah, it's probably good timing for the Phoenix to have a little regroup. Western United just starting to pepper the goal a little bit more than we saw in the first half. And you do feel like if they get one back, it could be a nervy end to the game. So Wellington Phoenix will just want to get things under control, back to the way things were in the last 30 minutes of that first half.
Alana Cern is still sitting on the turf here at Porirua Park. Those fans, hopefully, and many more, will be at Mount Smart on Saturday, November 25 for the double header. The men play first against Melbourne City, the women then to follow against Perth Glory. Table toppers at the moment, Perth Glory, of course. 4 from 4. Mark Picasso with a concerned look on his face. This might be... maybe she's just going to the sideline there, Cern, just to be invited back on. Just wondered whether she might not be able to re-enter the game. Well, the headlines will all be about Macy Fraser, maybe Chloe Knott as well. Her work is done for the day, but she's got a goal. Not usually without a smile, Chloe Knott. So Western United playing with 10 just at the moment. They're hoping to get Alana Cern back on in a moment. You can see her on the far side there. Western United playing it out from the back, as has been their tradition today. Johnson has again picked up a knock there, I think. Carly Johnson in 10 there, jogging back. She has been in the wars today.
Yeah, she's definitely had a tough day, and I think that's a credit to Davidson. She's new to the squad. We haven't seen her in this role much, but I'd say it's her best performance to date, and she's done a really good job to keep Johnson out of the game, who's been effective in a lot of the other games.
So Alana Cern has rejoined the game, so we're back to 11 v 11. 25 minutes of regulation time to go here in Porirua. 2-0 was the half-time score. Longo looking to get involved, sort of sitting at the base of Wellington's midfield alongside Taylor, although Taylor's going a bit further forward in this particular move. Longo, energy on the captain, falling towards the ever-present Speckmeyer. Longo goes on again, this time in fairly robust fashion. Lanich on the receiving end.
Yeah, it looked a little bit over-eager from Longo. Elliott getting amongst the mix as well. And the referee's made the right call there. Looks like she's copped one to the nose as well.
Can Western United find a way back as we approach the final quarter of this match? Goals have tended to come later in games, Western United. A couple of their 4 so far have been in the last 15 minutes of matches.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see a real change in the team, especially with Keane playing in that more central forward role. I think she's able to hold the ball up a little bit more, but it looks like it's Lagazo that's down.
She got the whack in the eye in the first half, didn't she? And she's gone down again. Didn't quite catch what had happened. We'll see if we can get a replay for you. Chloe Lagazo. I wonder if it's just the ball's gone past as it was cleared and just glanced against what was already a fairly painful area. Let's have a look.
Yeah, looks like she's just pressed as Foster's gone to clear that one. It's hard to tell exactly where the ball's made contact, whether that's her arm or her face, but nonetheless, Foster really put her boot through that one, so I'm sure it caused a little bit of pain.
Yeah, I think that's glanced across her face, and she's already, you can't quite see the physios in the way, but she's already got the shiner. So she's pretty tough. Chloe Lagazo, wouldn't expect her to come off. The team need her out there if they're to find a way back, and that indeed will be the case. She's not making any motion towards the sideline to be replaced. Fraser again, some tricks in a tight area. Mackenzie Barry looking to find Elliott out here. She's got to track back a little bit to get it, and she gets herself into a battle with Vlanic. Again, Mackenzie Barry is across in cover. Lagazo. Hieda. Savicki. Papadopoulos. Ball breaks up though for Western United. Nair Elliott bringing it away. Just a bit messy in the last couple of minutes. Johnson driving towards the penalty area. Onto her left foot she goes. Davidson's done well to force her out that way, and Mackenzie Barry again in the way. Shot towards the far post and easily claimed. Emma Rovers looking to use the wind to her advantage. Never going to beat Foster from that distance.
Yeah, Foster's looked really confident in between the sticks for the Phoenix in all of the games she's played, and I think they're going to need to be a little bit closer to goal if they're going to want to get the ball in the back of the net. Again, just a little bit untidy with their finishing, Western United, and they're going to need to find one soon to get themselves back into this game.
Here's Longo and Elliott, the two subs combining. Ball finds its way back to Annalie Longo. Only half clear. Fraser looking for the return pass from Longo and gets it. Ball towards the far post, and Papadopoulos crashing into the post in the back there. She really put her body on the line there, and you can hear through the effects mic Stacey Papadopoulos getting acquainted with the post.
Yeah, you really could hear that one. I think Fraser's gone to cross that one, but the wind's taken it. Papadopoulos is backed up, and she's just met the post there, and that one's got a sting.
Immediate concern for her from her teammates. I think the post made contact with her back, and then I think her head might have rocked back also and made contact with the post. It was a nasty collision. Mark Picasso has been coaching Stacey Papadopoulos since she was 14 years old in various capacities, so he knows her pretty well and knows her capacity for getting over injury. Both Phoenix goals coming in the first half. Chloe Knott with the opener from close range, to the delight of the crowd. Not cleared by Western United and tucked in by Knott. And then a goal we're going to see over and over again, I'm sure. Macy Fraser up and over the defensive wall and right up into the top corner. That is a terrific angle from our Sky Sport cameras.
Yeah, Fraser winning club goal of the month last month, and I think she's got a pretty good effort to win it again with that one.
Yeah, I think Chloe Knott would accept that of the two goals scored today, Macy Fraser's was probably the better of the two, but they all count for one, don't they? Doesn't matter if it's a worldie or a tap-in.
Yeah, I think you're right with that one, Piney. Chloe Knott probably scoring a goal that really suits her player traits, getting amongst things, pressing the ball, and Fraser again with that technical ability we know she has.
Stacey Papadopoulos giving it the thumbs up, so that's good news. She'll make her return, but for the meantime, Western United have to defend a corner with only 10 players on the pitch. Viada gets it halfway. Foster, was she fouled there? Yes, says the referee, so they're going to get a free kick out of this one. That one was getting away from Foster. Viada didn't really have to make that challenge, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not what position Western United want to give fouls away. She's taken a big touch and decided to draw the foul, which is clever from Foster, but you've got to be better there if you're Western United. We've got to get the ball higher up the field where they want it to create chances, and instead they're defending another set piece with the wind at Wellington Phoenix's back.
So another good opportunity for Wellington. It was a similar situation in the first half, and Fraser got the ball from Foster. I wonder if she'll just help this one in into the defensive wall and behind for what will be another corner. Papadopoulos back into the action. You won't keep her down for long. Even a collision with the post, not enough to keep this tough as teak defender off the field. 15 minutes to go at Porirua Park. Can the Phoenix score a decisive third? It's going to come down in the 6-yard area. Speckmeyer with the header. Another corner results. I'm not sure Western United necessarily agree with the decision.
Yeah, and there's the aerial ability that we've seen from Speckmeyer in previous games. I don't think the Phoenix knew about that ability before she came to the club, but she's certainly making a name for herself on set pieces, and she'll want to get ahead on this one as well.
Well, if anybody deserves a goal today, it's probably Mariana Speckmeyer. She has tried and tried and tried again. Still looking for that elusive goal, but may get another chance here. Foster with the left-footed corner this time, and it's an own goal. It's flicked in off the head of a Western United player, and the mountain now looks too steep to climb for them. Towards the near post, and flicking off the head of, yes, it's Hiada, I think. Chloe Lagazo was in shot, but I think that's come off the head of Hiada.
Yeah, it's off Hiada there, and if we think about it, all of those set pieces did start from a silly challenge from her, where they don't need to make silly challenges, and you've got to think the game's put to bed now as we just see a yellow card given to Cern. I think for dissent, she doesn't think that one's a corner, but nonetheless, Wellington Phoenix are 3-0 up here.
Yeah, I think when Speckmeyer and maybe it was Cern came together, I think she thought she was fouled, not given, corner given, and as it came towards the near post, Hiada not able to keep it out. Change coming. Carly Johnson's rather painful afternoon is over. She's put herself about. Lucy Richards is into the action in 12 for Western United. The 21-year-old in just her second A-League women's appearance, Lucy Richards. She'll get the best part of 15 minutes to show what she's got. So confirmation of the yellow card for Alana Cern. And another sub coming for Wellington. Rebecca Lake is going to take the place of Hayley Davidson.
Referee Rattray just hurrying Davidson up there. She started with the jog, and I think her teammates just told her to slow down a little bit, but well refereed there. And it's great to see Rebecca Lake come onto the field. Looks like a little bit of a positional change. Kate Taylor looking to put herself at right back, and Rebecca Lake playing in that holding midfield role she has made in her appearances so far.
Crowd really enjoying themselves now here in Porirua. Hiada looking to make up for the error which led to Wellington's third goal. Getting back Kate Taylor, she's been immense at the base of Wellington's midfield today. Here's Longo bringing it up from the back. Fraser, they're enjoying themselves out there, Wellington, and why not? 3-0 up against a team that made the grand final last year. This one's helped forward. Keane will still battle for everything. Fraser just about getting her team into a bit of trouble there, but manages to get out of it as well. Wellington's pass is not quite finding feet at the moment. Shot comes in from Lagazo, deflected. Riley Foster out together. Well, you know the tradition in Wellington, Katie, when the Phoenix are up and the 80-minute mark arrives, shirts often come off. Wonder whether we're going to see it here in Porirua. It's a breezy afternoon.
Looks like a couple of kids are getting their hoodies off and they're getting ready to be amongst it too. And I think it's, again, a really special part about this venue is the crowd are a lot closer, they're more energetic, and they'll be stoked that they've come out to Porirua today because the Phoenix have put on a show.
They really have. 3-0 up. We're just on 10 minutes plus stoppages to go. Couldn't really have gone much better. Fraser. Keane does well to hold it up for Western United. Can't find a teammate though, and Kate Taylor's come across again, tidy things up, and there you have it. We probably should have issued a warning before we flicked that on, but here we are. They absolutely love it, the Yellow Fever, when their team leads with 10 to go. One of the club's longest standing traditions, goes all the way back to 2007. So Kelly Brown's going to get 10 minutes at the end of this one as well. Longo battling away, thought she was fouled, wasn't. Foster plays it forward. That might be the cue for Kelly Brown, and it is going to be Mariana Speckmaier, who has tried and tried and tried everything in her locker to score a goal today. Hasn't been able to, but another very good shift from Mariana Speckmaier. Kelly Brown is going to replace her for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, and Speckmaier's looked really good. She might be disappointed not to get a goal, but she'll be happy with the team's performance nonetheless. And it's great to see the introduction of Brown. She would have played against a lot of these Western United players in the NPL, and hopefully she can get on the score sheet and solidify a place in the squad next week.
Yep, played the first season with the Wellington Phoenix. Wasn't included in the squad last season, but earned a place again under Paul Temple. The other thing about this Wellington Phoenix side this season, Katie, is the good players who aren't getting a game. Just looking down towards our left, we can see the players who aren't in the match day squad, and there are some good players not in the squad. And competition for places is always a good thing for a coach. Here's Lagazzo into the path of Hiada. She can't make it count. Vlanic shepherded all the way by Fraser. Does well, Vlanic. Lagazzo. Chloe Lagazzo towards the far post. Keane had come towards the centre of the goal. And it peters out somewhat for Western United.
Yeah, and again, just lacking the detail needed in that final ball delivery from Western United. But it's great to see it 3-0 up. Wellington Phoenix still taking a lot of pride in their defending, making sure they keep that clean sheet, because with some of the defensive efforts they put in, they do deserve it.
If the Phoenix can close this out and take the 3 points, it would take them to 9 points, outright second on the A-League women's ladder. For the meantime, Melbourne City are on 7. They play Western Sydney Wanderers, the bottom side, a bit later on, so they would back themselves to get the 3 points there. But it's looking highly likely as though Wellington Phoenix will end the weekend inside the top 3. Brisbane Roar also on 6 points. They play the Mariners, or are playing the Mariners as we speak. Kelly Brown putting pressure on there, and the rebound is put wide by Breslin.
Just shaking her head at that one. I think she felt a little bit more confident and then realised it wasn't the right choice. But I don't mind the confidence from Breslin there, trying to get a shot on goal. She hasn't had many today. She's tried to assist teammates a little bit more, but I'm sure she'll be wanting to join the party.
It's all getting a bit ragged at the moment out there with 6 minutes or so to go. Just a word on the crowd and on the ground. It's an excellent initiative, I think, for Wellington Phoenix to bring games to venues like this. The crowd are so much closer to the action. They can see the expressions on the players' faces. They can hear the collisions. They can be part of the game. And I'm sure that the players feed off the energy that the crowd provide as well from being in such close proximity. Time ticking away for Western United, but they're still keen to get something out of this game, even if it is just to be a consolation goal. Here's Keane. She won't stop trying, Hannah Keane, always a threat. Richards into the action and wins a corner for Western United.
Riley Foster just energising her squad. She'll want to keep this clean sheet. She was obviously out last week, missed the game due to injury, and she'll want to solidify that #1 spot, and a clean sheet's certainly the way to do it.
Yeah, just the one clean sheet in the first 3 games for Wellington. That was against Western Sydney with a 3-0 win in Australia. Richards delivers. It's dangerous. Foster came and didn't quite get it, but the rebound favoured Wellington. Here they come again. Western United through Lagazo. She has it taken away, and Longo seizes upon it. Brown. Papadopoulos had come across to cover. Savicki. Longo. Breslin. Just a bit of tiredness in the legs there for Hope Breslin. She tried to pull it back onto her right foot.
Both teams just looking a little bit leaky now. The ball's starting to go out a lot more, but Wellington Phoenix will really lap this up, delay the game as much as they can, and go away very, very happy and looking forward to the next round.
Yeah, speaking of which, the Phoenix are away at the Mariners next Saturday night. Western United travel to Brisbane Roar next Sunday in round 5 action in the Liberty A-League. It's looking very much now like a 3rd consecutive win for Wellington Phoenix. Fraser from distance. That have put a cherry on the top of an eye-catching performance from Macy Fraser.
Yeah, you know you're having a good game when you've got 2 goals that challenge each other for goal of the season, possibly, but just a little bit closer than we probably thought it was. Doesn't quite trouble the keeper, though.
Here's Longo, a goal scorer last week on her club debut. She got another one in her locker today. Kate Taylor calming things down. Lagazo still trying to set up Hannah Keane. Keane's in on goal. Is this the consolation? Vandermeer across. And a good challenge from Marisa Vandermeer, denying Hannah Keane, as she has been denied for close to 90 minutes now.
Yeah, and it's a great recovery run from Vandermeer. A good run from Keane in between the 2 centre-backs, but Vandermeer's put on the burners and able to put in a block there.
Lagazo getting the raspberry from the yellow fever as she addresses this corner. That one hasn't gone out, so Lagazo will drill it into the face of Vandermeer. Now, Manaia Elliott's chasing after this one, doesn't quite get there. It's really good from Ma there. He ate it. Ma again. This time Fraser takes it away from her. Longo. Elliott. Fraser. Elliott again. Longo's off on a run down the right wing side. Gets it now. In a bit of a cul-de-sac, Emily Longo. Fraser. Brown at the far post. Kelly Brown.
And it's a great chance created from the Wellington Phoenix. Brown getting herself in a dangerous area and a good delivery from Fraser, but they're back under the pump again. The game just really starting to opening up.
Yeah, and 8 extra minutes to negotiate for Wellington as well. Vandermeer wins another header. Keane, saved by Foster. Just a half chance, or maybe even more of a three-quarter chance for Hannah Keane. She has not stopped trying today, but again, can't beat Riley Foster. Breslin still chasing. Cern back to Dellister. Given away to Foster. She tries to find Kelly Brown but can't. I'm sure recently former All Blacks coach Ian Foster would have enjoyed his day out in Porirua. Lagazzo looking to score something for her side and does. It loops over the top of Foster and Chloe Lagazzo has pulled one back. It may be too little, too late, but Western United at least have something to show for their visit to Porirua this afternoon. Chloe Lagazzo on the score sheet.
Yeah, and we were talking about the Western United team not quite having their finishing boots today. But that's a great hold-up play from Keane. She's been dangerous in the centre-forward role, and it's a good finish from the Matilda.
Yeah, lovely finish. Up into the breeze. Might have played a couple of tricks on Riley Foster, but the finish was assured from Chloe Lagazzo, her 17th A-League Women's career goal. So, not to be the clean sheet for Wellington today. Might just be a couple of nervous moments for Wellington fans as there's still the best part of 4.5 minutes to go here. And here's Lagazzo again. She's got one. She's looking to set up another. Kelly Brown is back defending. Cern brings it forward. Stopped in her tracks by Longo. Illegally, says the referee. Emily Longo can't believe it. Lake with the header away that time. Foster still working hard. Papadopoulos hasn't stopped running. Earns another throw for her side. Garza goes down again, and I wonder whether that's... Oh no, she's back on her feet, that's okay. She's just clutching briefly at her shoulder, but looks to be okay. The wind is going to take this 90 metres down to the southern end of Porirua Park, which is exactly where Western United don't want to be.
Yeah, and I think the Phoenix will just try and keep them here, keep them locked in their own half. They've started to look dangerous, and it's an inspired change from the coaching staff at Western United. Keane's looked a lot more dangerous there with Lagazzo supporting her underneath, and probably something they'll want to look to bring into future rounds.
Just caught a glimpse there of Club General Manager David Dome right of screen in the navy jacket and crisp white shirt there in the hospitality area, making sure that everybody's okay over there. He'll be pleased with what he's seen from both the men's and the women's sides to start this season. The men unbeaten, of course, the women looking as though they're about to climb to second on the ladder. Just a little bit of game management required now for Wellington to secure the points. Breslin's in the corner, has it taken away from her. Keane has dropped deep to try and link up play. Kate Taylor steps in. She really has had a terrific game, Kate Taylor. Wouldn't be too many blades of grass out there that her boots haven't covered this afternoon. A revelation in the defensive midfield role, Kate Taylor.
Yeah, now that she's gone out to right back, she's still really making a big impact on this game. You see this driving run up the pitch. Thought she was going to keep it in the corner, nearly drawn a foul, and now they've got themselves in the areas they want to be in to close out this game.
We're into the 7th of the minimum 8 added minutes. Time very much the enemy now for Western United. As Wellington keep it down in the corner. Annalie Longo has it taken away from her by Hieda. But it falls in the middle of the park to Lake. Fraser. Quick feet from Fraser. Still there for Fraser. Her and Taylor together. Finds Longo, and Longo points to the corner. Referee agrees. And in the final of the 8 added minutes, Wellington exactly where they want to be.
Yeah, and it's very clever from Fraser and Longo. A pretty deathly partnership, if you ask me, and one I'm really looking forward to seeing for the rest of the season. Haven't got to see a lot of both of them together, but we're already starting to see signs of something really exciting for the fans and for the supporters of the entire league.
Yes, indeed, a challenging first couple of seasons for Wellington Phoenix in the Liberty A League, but they have come out of the blocks roaring this season. Foster with the corner towards the near post. She's going to get another crack at it. Cleared by Western United as we tick past the 8 added minutes. All eyes on the referee. Western United might have one final attack. Richards herring after this one. Brown is back, the 2 subs. Richards has got the better of Brown. Into the area she goes. Sliding challenge by Brown. Fair enough, says the referee. And as Mackenzie Barry brings it away, that might just about be that as far as Western United's hopes are concerned. Whistle in the mouth. Porirua Park is a very happy hunting ground for Paul Temple and his Wellington Phoenix side. A 3rd straight win. For the meantime, they're up to 2nd on the table. And a living, breathing highlights reel by the name of Macy Fraser. A very satisfactory afternoon for Wellington Phoenix. There's your score. The Phoenix 3, Western United 1. Should probably bring a couple more games out here, Katie Barrett. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, and I think a lot of people are going to want to come be part of it. Other than the goal conceded, it's an almost complete performance from the Wellington Phoenix. Not only great defensively, but entertaining on the ball, creating chances and putting the ball in the back of the net when it counts.
3 goals today. Macy Fraser with the most eye-catching of them. A close-range effort from Chloe Knott and an own goal. Here are your full-time stats. Pretty even as far as possession, shots at goal, passes, fouls, corners. In fact, that tells the tale of a very even match, but it is the stat at the top that matters the most. With the Wellington Phoenix 3, Western United 1. An even match, but it's the goals that count. And there were 3 for Wellington today, just the late consolation from Western United. Standing by for a chat with Wellington Phoenix captain Mickey Foster. Mickey, Jason and Katie up here in the commentary box. Congratulations on a great win out there. How do you reflect on the 90 minutes here at Porirua Park?
Yeah, thanks Piney and Katie. It's first of all, thank you to the Porirua fans who came out today to support us. The atmosphere was just incredible, and we wanted to put on a show for Phoenix fans, but also for Porirua as well. So Yeah, to take 3 points and to score 3 goals is always a huge bonus, and against a really good side too. So credit to Western for pushing right to the end, but yeah, we're excited about that one.
A third straight victory for you. Does it feel like momentum is building within this Wellington Phoenix side?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, 3 in a row. We hadn't done 2 in a row ever before, so to kind of keep this momentum going is huge for us, and we know there's more to go. It's just the beginning, but our performances just keep getting better and better, and we're putting it in the net, which is the main thing.
I thought you were the free kick specialist in this side. What about that from Macy Fraser?
Oh, outstanding, isn't it? It was brilliant. She came up and she said, I back myself, and we went, all right, you take it, and she did that. So, yeah, it was incredible right under her.
And great to have Mum and Dad here today too, Mickey.
Yeah, it's awesome, actually, to finally get them along to a game, and, yeah, I'm excited to have them hopefully at some more games too.
Thanks for the chat, mate. Congratulations.
Cool, thanks, guys.
Michaela Foster, there is Macy Fraser's goal. That is the headline act of this game. Up and to the top corner from Macy Fraser. That will be replayed and replayed, and that smile is one we better get used to, both here in New Zealand and across the Liberty A-League. Phoenix play Central Coast next Saturday, 8 o'clock New Zealand time. We'll have a live for you here on Sky. Paul Temple gathers his troops for, I'm sure, a very pleasing post-match chat. There's your double header in a couple of weeks at Mount Smart. Hope to see a big crowd there for that one. And I'm sure it will be with the way both the men and the women are playing right now.
Congratulations to the Wellington Phoenix, and thank
Great to have you with us in Porirua. On behalf of Katie Barrett alongside, I'm Jason Pine, wishing you a very good afternoon, good evening. The Wellington Phoenix continue on their winning way, a 3-1 win over Western United this afternoon.